Well, I mentioned going to the break. We have a special guest, Chris Swift. Swift Trading is here with us. Good to talk to you today.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Busy morning here this morning.
It has been. It sure has been. A lot of news this morning.
Oh, isn't there? So what's your first blush reaction to all of this?
It's positive. That's the one thing that we take off. It's probably not bullish, but it is very positive. More likely than not, it keeps the grains and the livestock markets from going down any further. May not be real bullish as far as pulling them up in price, but probably puts a pretty solid floor onto there with new export demand.
Is this an instance where now that we've got this truce in place, as time goes by and as the negotiations continue, will the markets be watching this and kind of adjusting for a feel of how this goes?
Yeah, I believe so, but I'm not real sure. I don't anticipate a great deal to happen from it. I think we've already seen the reactions from last night. We got a 20-30 in the beans and already backed off to just 10 to 15. Corn was a little bit higher. It's backed off. Even the meat started off early this morning higher. They kind of smoothed off just a little bit. So, yes, there will be a lot of waiting to see what happens on this. But, again, it's pretty friendly news. So. Anytime you can get together and have some kind of agreement, then I think that's a positive aspect.
What about that back off that you talked about? Is that just because some of the pent-up excitement and euphoria was spent, or do you think?
I think so. Again, it's just not bullish news. That, you know, if it were really bullish, if we had some kind of big demand from it as far as going to strip the supply, that would be big. But we know South America's got a big crop in the ground right now, so it's just good, friendly news.
And there is harvest for them just around the corner.
Yes, won't be long.
All right, let's find out where we stand right now as far as the livestock numbers are concerned. We'll go over here to the live cattle market. December's up 15, February down a nickel, 120.45. April feeder or live is up 10 at 122.10. Feeder cattle market got off to a higher start here as well, with January feeders up 25. That next front month of March down 7 though. April up 13. What about this last week's cash cattle trade? As I was kind of going through the numbers here this morning,
118. Yeah, 118 was the cash cattle trade. I think that was a little better than the previous week at 117. But they moved the show list, so that was a good, optimistic venue for the cattle markets to be able to move that show list. And here we are right here at Christmas. So anything that is going to be still for a Christmas meal of some kind, this is probably the last week that you'll see of it being slaughtered for that.
Big winter storm in Nebraska over the weekend, and meteorologist Tim Ross was just showing on the weather map, and maybe another one moving through the southern plains right down the feedlot alley there.
Yeah, it just keeps them from gaining weight, excess weight. Probably not bad enough to take any weight off of them, but probably keeps them from growing at 3.2, 3.3 pounds a day. So
which led me to where my question was going with that. Does that keep us in check then as far as these numbers are concerned?
Yeah, I don't think so. I haven't seen or heard of any great big huge slaughter weights coming to market. So I think that the idea that more weight is always, we sell beef by the pound, so everybody wants an extra pound on there. But in all honesty, we need to get rid of some of the supply.
What about pork here? Well, let's look at these pork numbers here and find out what the latest number is. Now that we've got this truce in place. So February hogs down 27, April down 22, May down 45. Now we're seeing weakness over here in this market.
And I can't explain that. Really, I think the euphoria is probably already out. We traded $1 plus higher on the hogs this morning, and now we're just going to settle down and start trading the trading range for a little while. But the pork market really looks good. If you look at the charts on it, they broke new contract highs last week. So we're staying up at those levels, and China needs pork.
Yeah. Any word yet on just how severe this African swine fever is, or if they have it under control?
No, I do know that they had another outbreak, and it was in the tens of thousands of head that they've had to euthanize. So I don't think it's getting any better. That's the only thing I really know is it's not getting any better.
What does that tell the United States pork producer then?
That China's going to probably still be on the hunt for more import product from the U.S.
All right, we'll have to continue to watch. Chris, always good to have you here.
Absolutely, John.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Have a good day today.
You too.
Chris Swift of Swift Marketing.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you very much.